Good evening, heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practicing Programming in C. Apologies for the slight delay, 15-minute delay. I think I can be excused for that. Just fascinating conversation happening in the random channel with Ginger Bill seeking advice on casting syntax for his programming language Odin, which he's developing. You can find that at don't know if this is a quick way of doing it really. It's just odin.handmade.network. This is Ginger Bill thing here. I mean, would it be worth putting in the chat? I don't even know if it would. I can put it in the chat. Yeah, so Odin, an open source systems programming language designed for the modern computer and programmer. So yeah, that's what we were talking about in random. But that is not what we're going to be talking about in Practicing Programming in C. In Practicing Programming in C, we're going to be talking about the Burrows-Wheeler transform. And we're also going to be doing it in C, obviously. Before we go, let's get some music on. So, Fez, Brave Limbo. What am I doing again? It's the Burrows-Wheeler transform. So it's basically a compression sort of thing. Let's just see if there's anything with the word compress in the title. The wire. Yeah, I can't do Final Fantasy 8 because that isn't on Bandcamp. I think I looked up transform the other week actually, and came up with, yeah, this guy, Tower of Gun soundtrack. Burrows, or yeah, wheel actually. It's a wheeler. So what have we got? Music sketch. Well, that's some something by Sean. Nothing's nothing. Nothing nothings. From Music Sketchbook 2005. That's interesting. I wonder what license Sean's stuff is actually under. I might have to skip that for now. Cook Serve Delicious could be a possibility, and then we got Wheels of Aurelia. Right. Okay, so Wheels of Aurelia is quite a short soundtrack. Got To the Moon. Let's whack on the Wheels of Aurelia for a start. Yeah, it's like 24 minutes. And then let's just pop To the Moon after that. That'll give us an hour and 19 minutes. Okay, let's go with this. An hour and 19 should be alright. There's no activity in the chat. Just see if there's anything else happening. There's random chat going on still. Shocker. Martin, Alexa. Okay, cool. Nothing I need to attend to there, so let's get going. So, bwt.c. Such cool music. Right, if the R count is not equal to 2, we want to print out the usage. Yeah, I was just thinking where to put this, whether to put or is it with a transformer at the top, or whatever, it doesn't matter. So fprintf, std error. By the way, if you're wondering what I've got in my mouth, it is a famous fisherman's friend. See if you can see that. One of these guys. So if Argsy is not to print that, insofar as gives Nibbler a fisherman's friend. Oh wow, thank you so much. Insofar as always looking after me. So if we have got through here and we've got the input file, then it's like file in file. Args1 p error. Okay. Gotta get some use out of that alias. Absolutely. Yeah, so it is a beautiful alias. I mean, it's totally unreadable with my backgrounding of bright green. Well, that's my problem. So, file in file. If we cannot open the file, then we error and return 1. Otherwise, we have got the file and we want to read in to a buffer, right? And we need the size, don't we? FC in the in file to seek ends. And then seek back to the start. And then we've got an if this fails, so there's a malloc on the in size. If that fails, then we want a p error. Return 1. Otherwise, we want to free at some point. Yeah. Right, so this is built. That's handy. It's always nice when it builds. Right, cool. This should fail, yeah. P2T corpus. Alright. Awesome, so it's all working. We can go home. At this point we've read the file into the in buffer, and now we want to start to populate our matrix. So we're going to have a BWT matrix, which is going to be in size, in size. Yeah, again, right, I'm doing this on the stack, as I was doing before. Which I'm kind of aware is probably not the best place to do it. Yeah, but let's continue. I'll continue as it was. Car BWT B pointer is equal to B2. Right. And then it's my for loop. So here I am going through. Oh, I need the axes, don't I? If you want the same thing on heap, I think you can do pointer to a matrix. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I was thinking of a slightly crazy way of doing it, which was like mallocing all the stuff up here and then having to have like a pointer at the right place. But I'm not sure how wise that would be. At least for me. Yeah, again, I want to be able to do the checking on this, don't I? Let's just see if this could work. So what have I done wrong? That is not assignable. Okay, let's first of all see if I can do the do this, right. So Carbidosi matrix. Inside is equal to malloc. B2C. Oh, sorry, it's this guy. Yeah, it's all this stuff going on down here. We just use BWT matrix in here. What's it going to be? Ah, right. Okay. So. Basically, if this doesn't happen, okay, that's compiling. P error. Return 1. Okay, cool. So that takes all this lot out. And I do want the pointer into the matrix. Right, okay. Oh yeah, it was this as well, wasn't it? So I need a pointer to like the first element of it. Okay. So now it's for something. So what am I going over here? I'm going. Oh, it's the axes I wanted. Right, so the outer loop is the y-axis, isn't it? Y-axis is equal to 0. X-axis is less than the in size. Plus the y. Right. Got 2 loops. Second portion. First portion. X-axis is equal to in size, take away y-axis. X-axis is less than the in size. And then here it's x-axis is 0. X-axis is less than the in size, take away y-axis. Okay. So it's BWT pointer, the value of BWT pointer plus is equal to the in buffer at x-axis, I think. Okay, so that's built. Right. Before I do any of this though, I want to set the last element of the BWT matrix. Oh sorry, the last element of the in buffer. Right. I want to set this to be the end of string thing. And then in my compare string I need to account for that and make sure that it always goes at the end. You know, because you could legitimately have new lines within the buffer. Whereas I don't think you can have end of text things within it. So that means that the influence is in my lot. Also need to f-read it. That would help. Bjarne's true stroke caused frustration. And then we can actually close the file. So it's going to be equal to a 3, which isn't a 3 at all, it's the end of text thing. So let's just see if this actually does anything. Oh, it doesn't. No. Insize takeaway 1. Right. So I've built the matrix. Let's just see. Let's just printf it. Interesting. Yeah. Fountain pen. N. Someone fountain pen. Fountain pen. Oh, right, yeah, I can believe that that's right. Yeah, P-E-E-N. With a fountain P. And then the pen, yeah. Yeah, this is correct. So, right. So we have successfully built the matrix. So at this point we need to sort it. Can I just print the matrix? I just kind of feel like I should shut up a moment and just listen to this cool music. So while I blow my nose, I'm just going to mute my mic and we can just listen. Okay, so we're now sorting. Let's do this up here, and the sort is going to be a void. It takes the width, and it takes the matrix, which we pass thus. So it's for in I equal to 0. I is less than width. This plus I. J is equal to I plus 1, I believe, was the thing I figured out. J is less than the width. This plus J. And then it's the compare. Which we're passing whatever to. Oh, right, yeah, because it's a function needs another thing. And then we need another loop in here to actually swap all the strings, swap all the characters. So it's like for K. K is less than the insert. Right. So let's swap each character. Compare strings. Compare strings takes the strings, obviously. For each character. I mean, we happen to know that they're the same length, so yeah, right. Int I is equal to 0. I is less than the length. Plus I. P drifting. Yay! Welcome, Purposely. Or P. Mr. Drifting. It's an honour to have you here. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than the length, plus plus I. If they differ, if A at I does not equal to B at I, we want to return, this is just gorgeous, return A at I take away B at I. Otherwise, if we get through the whole loop, we return 0. Oh no! Oh, phew. Compare strings. Yeah, that seems okay to me. If compare strings on those guys. On right, yeah. It's if on matrix J and matrix J. You just have to keep restarting hex chat. That's unfortunate. I mean, if only you're on Linux, you could use WeChat, which is just too awesome. It's too awesome to pass up. I mean, mine's only been open for 15 hours now, because WeChat is where it's at. This is the truth. So I've been up for 15 hours, or 16 hours, because I had to reboot into a new. Well, I didn't have to, but I decided to actually pull the take the plunge on an update and pull in the new kernel. So if compare strings on the matrix, and we need to pass the length, right? So we pass matrix I major J and the width. I like that I've got two different things, width and length, floating around. But if that is greater than 0, then we need to do the swap. Not install this Sigrid on your dev box. Yeah, that's a perfectly reasonable thing not to do. In size, it's the width, isn't it? The Linux machine's in the other room. I totally relate to that kind of a situation. Because if I'm just thinking about how this compare strings is working, just to be double sure. If I'm comparing an A with a B, I do A take away B, that's going to be a negative number, so that means that they shouldn't be swapped. But if it's the other way around, it'll be a positive number and they should be swapped. So that is correct. And then for each right, yeah, swap each car. So car temp is equal to the value at matrix I K, right, and then matrix I, this might not be correct actually, it might be the, actually no, I think this is correct, because I think the second part is the X, that's the bit going across. And it is those, you know, I am going across like, kind of like that. Matrix I, K is equal to matrix J, K. And then matrix J, K is equal to the value, well it's just equal to temp, isn't it? because it's a car. Could install it in the VM. Has some major memory hogging, number crunching going on right now. Oh wow, okay. Gosh. I mean, dare I ask what's going on there? I've got past the width, isn't it? It's the width that wants. Sorry, it's the other way around. So it's sorted it, and I don't think we're going to see any useful. Well, will we see anything useful? I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Print that, print a couple of new lines, and then do it again. Right, interesting. Someone robbed with the 6 gun. Yeah, and it looks the same to me, so oh no, wait. Someone rob. Oh, maybe not actually. Let's press on and see if I can just fill a buffer with the last character. This is like an egg buffer. Or like, yeah, 'cause it is an ink. I'm just thinking when I get further on and do the RLE part of it, I'm going to have two different types of encoding. It's going to be like the BWT encoding and then the RLE encoding. So you might want to distinguish between those guys. BWT enc. I mean, that sounds reasonable to me. So it's 4 in I. So I'm now now that I've sorted the BWT matrix, I'm now going down all of the last columns, or rather, I'm going down the last column in all of the rows and outputting that. I is less than the length. For this, I want to do the value of BWT enc plus plus is equal to BWT matrix at I and the in size. What is, hang on a minute, this isn't going to be length, this is going to be in size, because in this scope it's all in size, right? It does build. Wow, okay. Okay, so let's just try and printf this guy. So this is the in size, and it's the BWT enc. By write memory access. Undersized and no allocated. This is true. Yeah, I think to work around this yesterday, I just used the same buffer, didn't I? I mean, because the first thing is that I take the thing in, and then I need the space to do the matrix, and I don't need the original thing anymore, so I might as well use the original thing. And I should really call it something else, shouldn't I? It's kind of like the working buffer. Or maybe just BWT buffer? Do you know what I mean? I mean, not that I'm going to bother doing it now, because I don't think it's super important. I think it's just something to be aware of. Although, where is it? Where is the buffer? The buffer there. Oh, and also need to restore the final character to make that a new line. So that is there. I haven't moved the buffer, have I? I mean, I can still do it without moving the buffer, can't I? So if I do in buffer at I is equal to all this lot. And then afterwards, we can just restore the new line at in size -1. You know, because we know that we do know that my that my files end in new lines. Or do we? I mean, I suppose technically we don't know that, do we? But with a bit of luck, this should be our correctly BWT'd string. Let's just vim it up. BWT corpus. Right. Have I still got this macro? Yeah. Right. So, I want to do it 60 times. Right. So I've done that. And now I want to take the last character. Yank it. And then paste it down here. And then put the line all together. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. It's is it the new line business? Oh, I haven't sorted it. Would help if I sorted it. Right, so take the new line, the end of the line. Right, now what have we got? So N, yeah, it's not the same, is it? What am I doing wrong? Is it going to be the new lines? Oh! I haven't special cased the thing. Right, so it's in the string compare. So if they're not the same, then we need to say if yeah, I mean basically here, right, we're assuming that A is the first thing and B is the second. So if they're the same, then if they're the same, then we can return 0. Or rather if A kind of comes out as being before B in the alphabet, then we don't need to do anything about it. So the only case that we need to care about is it's if B at I is equal to that 3. If B at I is equal to this end of line character or end of string character, then we want to return whatever, return 1, say, and that will make our thing swap. Otherwise, we want to do this, right? So let's just try this again. Has it done anything? What? Why? Who? Hang on a second. It's not that, is it? It's because I mean this 3 thing here is what I've specifically put in. Put it in here, and this is just the end of line marker, which I need in order to actually perform the inverse transform. You know, I'm just using it in place of this thing here. So that's what that 3 thing is. And just to be completely clear about what that actually is, it's this guy. It's this ASCII character here. Try piping into XXD to see the thing. Okay. So that's there. So yeah, I could see that being plausible. I mean, why not? So, okay, so it's here in this situation. Let's take out this if. Definitely is greater than 0, yeah. Zero this and just see if this changes anything. Well, it doesn't seem to have done, which is kind of interesting to me. But this is equal to this character. I wonder why it's not seeing it. I mean, the sort is obviously doing something, isn't it? So it's really the compare string. Well, I mean, I say it's doing something. Is it? Yeah, I mean, that's nothing like the thing. So the issue, the thing the other day was you needed to make sure that you only iterated up to the last one minus the last character minus one. Yeah, but I mean, I thought that kind of accounting for that in the compare string would actually solve the problem. You know, because what we had to do was set the insides to this minus one. Didn't we? Right. Some unknown address. Minus one should be outside the bracket. Where was the other change that I'd made? Oh, it was the in buffer, this. Okay, so that should have been correct. Right. So yeah, I mean this looks correct. I mean it looks. Just perform this handmade transform again. So yeah, right. This looks exactly the same to me. Well, instead of actually scanning left to right, let's just pop the things together. Yeah, so they are the same. Obviously I've now lost the I've lost this guy. But hang on a minute. No, because I mean when we did the banana thing, you know, when we did the banana marking out the start and ends, the manual transform did still come out the same. You know, it came out the same as the Wikipedia article. Let's just do the banana again. BW2. Have I got banana? Yeah, I've got banana. What is it? Cat's banana. That's banana. Right. So if I do BWT on the banana. Right. So banana comes out as this. It's BNN, and then the start of the line, which is represented by the Y, yeah, AA, and then the end marker, and we're missing the final A because of the input, because the in size is not the same size. Let's just take that minus one away again. Could really do with actually doing this thing as well, so I can see where that goes. So that was this thing here. So what have I got? Let's just yeah, so this isn't at all correct. I think when you print it, you place the last car with that. Yeah, I do, yeah. Oh right, I see. Sorry, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, so that was why the last character was getting squashed. So why the final layer was missing. So how did I do that then? That was by reducing the insides, wasn't it? And then commenting out this thing. So sorry. Double A Z. BNN YAAZ. So I definitely took that new. I'm definitely not doing this. I'm doing the insides -1. But do I need to be doing the inside -1? Right, okay, sorry about that. That was probably just me being stupid. I mean, although that was only printing it, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the problem. So really, I still want to be changing this, right, to be that 3 character. You know, I still feel like that's what I want to be doing. Try to do banana without AZ and with the thing code. Okay. So rather than doing the Z, I think I will leave the Y, or I might just put that thing. Let me just see where that is in ASCII. Of course. So the carrot, where the hell is it? The carrot is up there, which is, oh, it's between the, oh great, it's between the cases. That should be fine though, because we were saying that Y was the thing that was our indicator, and since it's after that, yeah, that should be fine. Right. So basically I have, at the end of here, we're going to have this new line character just here. And it's that new line character that I want to be changing to be the under file. And next is to see if the thing is where the Z should be. Okay, so we need the insides does need to have, it does need to be the full thing, including the final new line. the value at here, so this should be setting the final new line to be equal to an I3. Sorry, to the end of text, the end of text marker. All this is fine. And then the in size, yeah. Oh yeah, right. So I don't want to be replacing this with the new line. Right, yeah, okay. Let's just double check that I've actually got the compare string correct. So it needs to return, it does need to return positive. So we do this, pipe to XXD. So it's outputted. Yeah, it's nothing like the actual output. We've still got the new line at the end. I suppose that stands to reason because we are just literally piping it. But that shouldn't matter, right? Should it? Should I step in and see if I ever hit this case? Well, I mean, I should hit this case, shouldn't I? I mean, if B at I, if these are not the same. So the issue here is doing the correct behaviour. It's doing the correct behaviour if in my file I manually put the Z character. I took away the start. Oh no, I replaced the start with the caret. So that works. But then if I change the final character, if in my input file I remove that final character, so I've just got the string. The file will already end with a new line, so the length of it will contain that new line. And that final character insofar as it's ink. The final character, try A, you can do I3 instead. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? It's much closer. Yeah. So it's basically the A should be after the thing, yeah. I mean, this will be back to the other behaviour, won't it? Yeah. So in this case we do need to swap. I'm not sure I understand why you know, because if it returns positive, that means we need to swap. A take away B. You know, in order for this to be positive, A needs to be higher up in the alphabet. All the other cars are greater than that, yeah. So that degree, when B is this, positive, when B is that. But when A is that, it would be less than 0, which is what you want special case to be 1. Yeah. Yeah, that is correct, yeah. Oh, right, yeah, I see, right. So we're special casing this guy, right, yeah. Sorry, I've got you, yeah. I understand now. But why are those guys still the wrong way around? Well, these guys, isn't it? We've got like 3 A's and then the 3. So weird that it's like basically exactly right, except just not right enough. Check both of them. Alright then. Okay, so if this or this, then we return b equal b minus a. My sort isn't complete. Glog, just a hint, A that can be 1, 2. Imagine A equals B and B equals A. I'd say it can be 1, 2. Yeah. But in that case, we want to return Glog's too late. Let's see what this guy does. Change to return 1. Right, okay. I think I see what you're saying. Compared to the opposite of compare B. Right, okay, so I think Glog and Asaf are both saying roughly the same thing, I think. And that does seem to have fixed it, right? But yeah then, that's AA 31, oh sorry, the 3 character, and then another A, and then the final new line which I've hard coded to output. So, wow, that's it, isn't it? So I'm now successfully BWT encoding. I kind of feel like I should just kind of get my Game Boy out and lie back on my bed and play some Game Boy for a little while. It's to the moon, it is to the moon. So now I can find out what my actual corpus should look like. Yeah, this should be right, shouldn't it? Let's just do this process again. At least I didn't delete the code halfway through. That is very true insofar as... No, let's just copy this guy over. It's not the same. Alright, interesting. I don't have the... Why don't you use a simple string compare? Well... partly because I want to... I want to know how a string compare... I want to know how to compare strings, really. And I mean, specifically in this case, I need to, yeah, like insofar as I need to special case the 3. Excuse me. Because what I'm doing is the Boris-Wheeler transform, and in order to do this, kind of simple version of it, I need to have like a new, the end of line kind of character in there in order for me to be able to actually do the inverse transform. Because basically the idea is I'm going to be going through this process of like kind of building up another array, another matrix rather, and then I will have to go down. I'll have to go down the final column and look for this character, and then output the line that matches that, or output the row of the matrix that matches that. Yeah. I suppose my question though is, why is this different? It's very similar. Let you ask me something. Do I use car or wide car or what? I'm just using cars, so it's just a normal 2-bit, normal 1 byte, isn't it? 1 byte car. So yeah, it will only support ASCII. Basically, is what you're kind of getting at, isn't it? As I seen you use CarStar, Green Max of, yeah. If your result is greater than 8, but you are fine. Is matrix incorrect? That's a good question. Yeah, it's possible that it isn't actually. Start again. So that's the end of that. Okay, so that's the first line, and that is the second line. And then if I do this again, it just gives me another thing. That's the first line again. Shouldn't it be rotated by 1 each row? It should look pretty. I'm not ignoring this, by the way. Look, I will look back to this in a sec. Yeah, well, I need to sort the matrix. You know, so at this point it looks nice, and then I need to do the sorts. Yeah, and then I take the final column. Okay, so that's the final column of all the lines. And then paste those guys. Yeah, it might just be this actually. Oh, actually no, it could actually need the final character. Yeah, and again, this is totally different. Well, I'm going to say it's totally different. I mean, it only differs by this n. The only difference is that this end is over here instead of being over here. Let's just try it on the banana again, because we know what that should come out as. And actually, let's try doing the banana in Vim. Right. think that you will have the same problems before Glock 78. This is 7 characters long, so I need to do 6 of these guys. Right. And then sort them. Take the final character. Do that. Bim doesn't take into account the end of line characters, the sorts of probably difference. Right. Yeah, but I mean, if you look at this, this is actually correct. You know, I mean, other than the end of string character being kind of between those guys. Because this is like the correct. This thing here is the correct output. You know, as you can see, like, it's just the end of file character that isn't there. Let's take a look at Glog's solution. Before I take a look, I will just mention that kind of part of my, well, I mean, the entire point of me doing this is to actually work through the problem, if you know what I mean. It's not, you know, my goal here isn't to, it's not to learn algorithms or to learn the correct answer, if that makes sense. Let's have a look. It's in 1 shift up 9 for some reason. Okay. If I say or b is equal to that, let's return this. Blimey, return -1 times by 1 shifted up 9. Return. Can I use this in Vim? As in, like, because it shouldn't sort at the end. Sure, yeah. So it should sort at the end. Yeah, okay. So this is 8 characters long, so I need to do 7 of these guys. Yeah. So this is the correct output. This is the correct output, isn't it? So you can see that these guys match. Oh, I see. So yeah, but again, like if I'm to do this, like, what does that actually give me? Do you know what I mean? Like, what benefit does that actually provide? Right. So where's my new line? So the new line is here. And this guy's outputting this. Oh wow. Tell you what. This might be it. So it might have been fine all along. XXD. And the 30 is... How do I search with Tmux? Sure, it's just like... Oh, I need to go into this mode, don't I? And then search down. So the 30... Oh, and it's a 3 as well, isn't it? We're getting there, we're getting there. So the 3 they're saying is here, after the X. Yeah, right. So it's at the end of line character, so it means that the last line in the sorted motive will always start with the end of line character. Which is not necessarily true otherwise. Right, which is what you need. Then any value which can't happen in the subtraction. The range of a car. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean the character I'm using is this. It's the 3, which is the thing that I'm special casing. I mean, there's none of the. So yeah, there's none of these guys in the file. There's no 0 1s. You know, there's no nulls. There's no 0 1s and no 0 2s. Outside of this range to be showed outside of the function. This episode do seem to sort it. Yeah, I think it is correct actually. It was just that I was trying to sort it. You know, my actual sort in Vim wasn't correct. So yeah, the actually using this actually helped it. Yeah. -1 times 1 shifted up 9 equals that, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean, like, well, hang on a minute. How many? So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just return a baked-in value. Yeah, what am I actually doing again now? I'm just returning the opposite, aren't I? Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's like, you know, because I'm using this. I'm just sorting text basically, text files. So the lowest thing I'm going to have in the text file is a new line. Possibly a tab as well. Yeah, it's probably one of these guys. And the highest will probably be that. I don't think I'm actually going to have a del character. But I'll tell you what. Now that I've got this encoding, I suppose we'll see how long I've been going. I've been going for an hour and a half. I kind of feel like I could do this. But maybe so that I don't actually kind of potentially make a whole cache of it and lose momentum and all that kind of thing. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just review what I've actually done today and solidify in my mind what kind of how I've managed to do it. And then tomorrow I will do all of this stuff again, and then do the actual decode. So what was the crux again? I mean, the crux of it really was setting this guy. I could keep this code and do only the inverse tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, do you think I should do that? Then the next day try adding it all. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that would be sensible. Yeah, because otherwise there's a kind of maximum. I mean, there's a point at which like you can only code so fast, and like if you want to make some progress, you've got to like build on previous code. And I guess the only difference today from like last week was special case in the 3. I think. Because I think to get it working last week, I just hard set the in size to be the actual size -1. But today I'm setting that final value to be the 3 and special casing it. Yeah. Okay, so right, so I'm going to keep all this code for tomorrow. Let's just give it a bit of a clean up before I go. Swap each car rather. Do I care about that? No, I don't really care about having that recorded there. Second portion. Well, I mean, one thing I might actually like to do at some point is just kind of compress this thing. By the way, what's the overall goal? Right, okay, so the overall goal is to learn. It's basically to learn how to solve problems, programming problems. So basically, that will require me to learn how to use my tools, really. So, I mean, in some ways, I'm trying to do that by going exhaustively into things and then kind of repeating the stuff over and over again. So, as an example, on one of the days, I kind of focused in on error handling. So I spent like maybe 2 hours, 2.5. We're just here for like hours looking at error handling, kind of fully internalizing what was actually going on. And then since then, I've just been kind of just throwing it in as I go, just to kind of keep it all ticking along. Yeah, so the actual goal isn't actually to write a BWT transform, or to do an RLE, or to do a compressor. That isn't really the goal. Those are just kind of like byproducts. They're kind of like, they're just the route by which I'm kind of trying to learn programming, basically. Yeah. So yeah, if that makes sense. second portion. Oh yeah, it was this thing about compressing this thing down to one loop. Which could be quite nice to do at some point. I don't need to do this. Or this. BWT Enc. Oh, that was the... okay, yeah, that was the other buffer that I didn't need. In buffer size. Ah, right, hang on. This is restoring the new line, isn't it? Someone told Glog one of the ways to learn programming is to use paper and pen. Right. Okay. So I haven't done this myself, but how I imagine that would work out is that you would have to be very on top of how the language works. And what will happen when you compile your code. Because you wouldn't have a compiler to help you. I think I still aren't ready to convert ideas to algorithms. I still aren't ready to convert ideas to algorithms. So I think training this is the most needed skill. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my goal isn't to learn algorithms, though, is it? My goal isn't to learn... hmm. I'm not quite sure what you mean, actually. Because... write two strings side by side, then imagine step by step what the PC needs to do. After every iteration of the PC, write down the two strings again on the paper. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of talking about how C works, aren't you? Because, well, I mean, maybe the... Well, I mean, if you're talking about the computer, you're talking about, like, assembly, right? I mean, you're talking about shifting stuff into memory. Hang on a minute. Write two strings side by side. Take A and then take B. Sub A from B. So what your head needs to do understand what happens, not the PC at the moment. I think this requires a stream of your own Glog. So you can actually kind of demo what you mean. But before you probably need to know in your own language what you want to do. Yeah, I mean, So, like, the way that I did this BWT, for example, because this is like a solid example of what I did. Yeah, I mean, specifically for this, which the only bit of the program which does this is this loop here, right? Or this kind of little collection of loops. So if I just kind of make that a bit smaller and okay, so it was this thing here. So basically, I went through the whole process of like, so I first of all had to understand what was happening in this process here, which I kind of had to do, before I started. So yeah, I totally agree that you need to understand in my own language. And then, like, once I understood that, then I had to work through the process of doing all this stuff, basically. Is this actually the... well, actually, this bit here only fills up... It just does the all rotations. Sorry. It just does the all rotations part of it. Right. And then I needed to do the sort with the compare string in order to do this sort here. Which is in here, but it's like the function above there. And then this bit here. And then this loop here is the bit that takes to the last string, the last column of the string. If that makes sense. Yeah. Oops. So I'm not really sure. I mean, he's saying that one of the ways to learn programming is to do it on pen and paper. But the thing is, while I was doing all this stuff, why do I need that? Oh, right. Well, I need that because when I come to do when you do the reverse transform, you need to have that. You need to have the end of text marker in order to know which is the correct output string. If that makes sense. Because when you do the whole, because I haven't actually implemented the reverse transform yet. This is what I'll be doing tomorrow. But as I understand it, you take your output string. So it's this guy. You take this, put this in the last column of your matrix, and then sort it, and then kind of you keep adding the strings across, and then sort, and then once you've filled the whole thing, you go down the final column, looking for the the 3, and then you just pick that row as the correctly reverse transformed string. The size of the matrix is fixed on the input string. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah, because it's a square matrix. It's a square. You know, it's the input string squared because you need all the rotations. That was not my task today. No, it was. Well, I mean, it depended. I mean, if I'd have done this, if I'd have done this stuff quite quickly, then yeah, I could have gone on and done the reverse transform. If that makes sense. Yeah, you only needed to code the first two steps. Oh, you're talking about this transformation. Well, sure. I mean, yeah. After I've done, yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, like when I was doing the uh, error handling stream, like I kind of spent ages looking through how to do stuff. And I think the first time I did it, it was kind of more complex, I think. But then I kind of realised I could do stuff more simply. But it was only through, it was only through having worked through the stuff that I actually realised what was the simpler way. I mean, it's kind of similar to, like SpaceChem and probably TAS 100. I mean, you kind of just work through the problem. I mean, this is what works for me anyway. You kind of work through the problem. And then once you've found a solution, you can then kind of go back and hone it. A teacher would split your whole idea into tasks. Yeah, well, I mean, I did that as well, actually. Like, I did the... So instead of, like, reading all the stuff in, instead of reading a file, for example, I just hard set a string, and then I just operated on that string. Do you know that testing itself works? Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't care about fast results, but I do care about knowing that the stuff you're learning works. So yeah, I mean, if you were to go back to my, like, the first stream, for example, let's just find it. Yeah, like in here, I'm pretty sure in the first video I'd kind of totally stripped it down into the absolute basics because I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to read a file, or to malloc, or what else was there? What was I doing? It was well, it was a full coder as well. Oh, library browsing. Yeah, the library browsing was stdio, I believe, which I might have needed for printf maybe. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have, or I wasn't trying to learn all of this stuff at once, if that makes sense. It's only kind of yesterday that I even did the compare strings. Like before then I was doing the sort, which wasn't a complete sort. Do I know if my sort works on the special cases thing? Yeah, I mean, I know what you're getting at. You're getting at, like, write a test thing to actually compare the strings. Miblo, am I up for some reading? Sure. Yeah, go for it. I suppose I should actually read some manuals at some point. But obviously not on the stream. Test-driven development. Yeah, I thought it was going to be something like that, actually. Cool. Let's get this thing. Now I want to write a function sort. Yeah. Yeah. So I know what you're talking about. I did actually do this kind of thing last year. Because last year I was doing all sorting. And then I think it was Asaf actually. Asaf said, write a thing to test if it's actually sorted. So, yeah. Need to demand the possible inputs, need to demand the possible expected results. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this article will mention all of this stuff. So, I will kind of get it all from the article. Commenting record, you can always check if you have all you noticed or not. Right. That's confusing. I don't think you should do it all. TDD. Basically, I have to think before write is the way to go. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm not developing. Like, I'm not like my goal here isn't to. It's not to develop a compressor or to develop a sorting algorithm. my goal is to learn the tools of development. You know, so that's like learning. Well, I mean, last year it was like learning how a for loop works, for example. Uh, more recently, it's like learning uh, how to pass a matrix to a function, for example, which Insofara has actually found out for me because he's absolutely awesome. It doesn't need to be a given guideline to go from A to B, then we can run. Yeah, but you are remembering what my goal is, right? Like, my goal at the moment is to learn like my tools. Why implement string compare yourself? I mean, I suppose my question is like, uh, what would that give me, really? I mean, like, for example, when I was learning how to do the sorts, you might as well have said just include uh, whatever. Just include whatever library has like quicksort in it, and just pass your string to that. Yeah. Uh, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I suppose what I'm trying to do is to. I mean, I'm also kind of treating things as kind of little puzzles, really. So basically, struggles watchable again. So, right, okay. What was I struggling with again? Don't believe I was struggling with pointers, was I? How to improve didn't improve at all. Yeah, it's the 3 thing, wasn't it? Oh, okay, right. So it was the. This was the struggle, wasn't it? It was the It was this little comparison, wasn't it? I thought that I'd got this comparison correct, but it wasn't quite right. Um, mm, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you kind of watch the streams from earlier in the year, uh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I say, it's just trying to internalize the tools at my disposal, basically. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, 'cause like, obviously, Like if my problem is to, or rather, if my goal is to solve the problem of whatever it is, like somebody's assigned me to do this problem, obviously I'm not going to throw away. Yeah, like as Saf is saying, obviously I'm not going to throw the stuff away. You know, I'm going to be focused on like solving that problem. You know, and if that means whatever, using stuff that's already pre-built just to get that commission done or whatever, then fine. But like I say, that isn't my goal. And it's now almost the traditional 2 hours into the stream. So I think I will have to begrudgingly call it there. I'll read this article as well. Oh, it's unit testing, is it? Right, okay, yeah, I've heard of this. I was calling the idea, first solve the problem. Then improve the solution. Yeah, I mean, this is still oriented around solving the problem, though. You know, you're talking about solving the problem, which is not like, so what you're basically saying is the problem here is like the BWT transform, right? First do the BWT transform and then improve it. Yeah, like I say, if that was my goal, then yeah, if that was my goal, then I'd be keeping my code and just kind of like tweaking it, really. But as I say, I'm just learning my tools. You know, like the tools being stuff like for loops, matrices, you know, initializing a matrix, passing a matrix to a function, error handling is a tool. Like I wouldn't consider a sort as a tool. For example, a sort is an algorithm, really, isn't it? Iterating through stuff is a tool, I'd say. Yeah, and also like mallocing and freeing. I mean, I'm not super comfortable with having multiple mallocs and frees. I think at some point I would like to actually, I'd like to have like a big initialization, like initialize a big arena, and then just pull from that. If the programming language doesn't give you a construct for matrices, how do you solve it then? Well, I'd probably just have a bunch of arrays, each that I know how long they are. And arrays are also cars, so it'd be cars, how long they are, how many cars you've got in an array, and then how many of those you've got in the matrix, if you like. Can you go any deeper than that, though? Can you go any deeper than a car? I mean, I suppose, like, if you're going into, like, ASM territory, you may want to say, like, you know, your car is a byte. You know, this bit is the first bit of the car. Kind of read those 8 bits, and then you've got the car. And then you kind of go across. Yeah. I think basically, from the questions that you're asking, I think you're assuming that I know less than I do, I think. and I think your focus is you've got a different focus from what my focus actually is. So I think maybe we're at cross purposes, possibly. But I'm also not saying that I know what I'm doing, because I don't. The whole thing of this is to actually kind of learn what I can do. But yeah, anyway, I will definitely call it here. I'm sure I've just rambled long enough. I think there's been no music for like the last half an hour, so it's just been purely me. Me and my laptop's fan. So yeah. This is going to be the last thing I read on the stream, that is. No, I think you make it. Anyway, noise people. Makers are ultimately needed by ignoring simple solutions. Well, I don't know, dude. I mean, like again, I say, from your question, like, if the program doesn't give you a construct of matrices, how would I solve it? I mean, you know, since it does give me the construct of a matrix, I can use that, and that is kind of a simple solution. In asking the question, you make me think of like the deeper stuff. You know, so having me kind of like iterating through like counting cars in a string, and then kind of counting strings in matrices. That sounds to me like that is the more kind of complex kind of way of looking at it. No, because I also don't think it's not totally on my own. I mean, it's you guys are a great help as well. Yeah, I think we're improving together. That's not sort of indeed I did. The time is right. Awesome. But yes, definitely. Okay, so I said that was the last thing. It's too soon. Yes, I will definitely call it here. But it's been an awesome stream actually. We'll just see what's going on. Oh, purposely drifting is moving on here. Okay. And then all this is just the same track. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much again for being awesome and helpful and patient and heroic. And with a bit of luck, we will all reconvene tomorrow. Same time, same place. 11 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. Until then, farewell for now.